And looks like we are here right into our champion select. We've got Suspect Chungus versus Platinum Punks, and this is going to be a very entertaining game, as especially since we just saw Platinum Punks with their victory. It'll be interesting to see how they take on uh, our this team Suspect Chungus, being our number one team so far this tournament.
Yep, so Swiss Junk is undefeated 3-0 in Swiss, so we'll see if they can continue that undefeated streak from Planet Punks into the final four. Now we see first pick after bans is Aatrox to the side of Suspect Chungus, and the response is going to be Olaf. Those will be the top lane matchups. We did use draft softwares, so we didn't see that part, but we do see Olaf versus Aatrox in the top lane, and Lilia versus Rek'Sai in the jungle.
There we can see some of these bans. We have that Mel ban. Quite deserved after what we saw last game. Make up for that.
Yeah, it looks like the first run of bans inside Suspect Chungus supports, and the even fourth ban Lulu. So it seems like they have sort of a single track mind as to what they're going to ban for this
Take
game.
out the support.
Wow.
Yeah, all the support bans right there.
Yeah, there's bans some of those damage supports. That's like Brand's still open. Yeah. Maybe that'll happen. Maybe not.
Still looking for what that support pick is. Who do we get? Who do we get, indeed? And did they forget their pick? We've got Kai'Sa here. All right. And Tarek. Interesting pick with that, but as you said, and so just a lot of damage is gonna come out of that support. I can see it already, but with Tarek and Kai'Sa, that's going to be a little bit interesting to see if they're able to get enough range to be able to dispatch this Jinx and Brand in the bot lane.
Yeah, we have some very aggressive picks on the Platinum Punks, the Olaf, the Rek'Sai, the talent people that really need to get in your face to do a lot of damage. And we'll see see how Suspect Chungus deals with that. You do have champions like Lilia or Ahri that can do have the ability, the speed to really try to space that. Mm-hmm. And then you also have the Tarek ulti to negate some of the big damage that might come out. Something like a really fed Brand, if that were to happen this game.
Yes.
It's probably
and if it's going to be anything like last game, that support is going to get fed and they are going to carry. But if you can keep that from happening, you can keep the game in your playing field, especially since you've got a lot of that high mobility from Aatrox and Lilia and Ahri, and even Kai'Sa has high mobility, especially with her ult. If she's able to land some abilities on that back line and able to get into that back line past this heavy front line, she's going to be able to do a lot of damage to it. And being able to take out that back line is going to be key to victory this game. Especially with how heavy this front line is. It's a very heavy engaged front line, and if they're able to help peel for that back line, they could possibly secure a victory with that.
Yeah, and we're seeing both the mid lane and the AD carry on Suspect Chungus run back their picks in the first round. That's Ahri in the mid lane and Kai'Sa in the AD carry role. So some comfort picks, perhaps, from Suspect Chungus, and that they performed very well in the first time. So I'd like to see if that happens again.
Yeah, we'll see, especially since it was that first game that we had Suspect Chungus, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be interesting to see just how well they're able to play those champions into this different team. So when you've got those teams, different teams have different players and different strategies that they play. So something might have worked with one team and it won't work with another, or you have, sometimes it might still work, just not quite as well. So it'll be certainly interesting to see what happens with these picks here and what they're able to do with the strategies in play, especially with the hypermobility, being able to get into that back line. They don't need to necessarily chew through the front line to get there, but being able to just see how different people's play styles also fit into this is going to be interesting. Last game we had Olaf, or 50 RY guy, 50 Rai guy, we had him on Nasus last game. Seems like he leans a lot. Is it YR? I'm seeing
50
RY. So either way, but we're seeing him playing a lot of those comfort picks with the heavy engaged top laners, and we're seeing that comfort pick with the mage support, potential carry mage support. And so it's what do we have with these players specifically with their comfort picks, because a champion might be good in one situation, but if the player isn't comfortable in that champion, it's not going to work quite as well.
Yep. And now we're opening up into the game here. We have Platinum Punks on the red side and Suspect Chungus on the blue side, and we're seeing again a big stack on the side of Suspect Chungus. That's last game also a stack. Now they're doing for the little bot lane invade, and we're seeing an alternate invade from Platinum Punks as they just drop the ward on the blue buff, and they know that they're not Suspect Chungus is not on the blue side there.
So we've got our standard spread from the standard early game spread from Platinum Punks here, kind of the meta strategy right now with that. But Suspect Chungus looking to go for an off meta pick, hopefully on that bot lane if possible. But if it wasn't possible, which is what it looks like, they're going to have to switch back into that meta to play that.
Yep, and did see Yoshi King and Ibonet get a sneak up into the bot lane, but Yoshichi's got an idea that that's happening. Lands the first Pillar of Flame onto the bot lane, although doesn't have like an Arcane Comet or something to confirm that landed. So they're still cheating the bush just a little bit.
Even without Arcane Comet, Brand is still going to be a force to be reckoned with, especially with the. Just with the amount of crowd control and zoning that he has. A lot more zoning than Mel had last game with this champion. But how well they use it has yet to be seen.
Yeah. Purple Strike trading pretty heavily in the mid lane there. Rook going for the level 2. Lands the rig as well. Flashes forward, but doesn't get another auto attack off there. And doesn't use the Ignite either. Isn't able to proc that Talon passive, and Strike's going to be able to flash away and live. Nice attempt on the level 2 there from Rook.
And just being able to know your opponent, match your opponent. We're seeing a lot more of a level playing field this game than we have the previous games, and it's starting to show with these champions. They're beginning to learn their respect for each other in this early game. Essentially, this player isn't somebody that I was. This isn't the kind of player I was playing up against earlier. This is somebody that I actually need to watch out for if I don't want to get if I don't want to get far behind.
Yeah, Grub just found awesome, and at the red buff there is going to get hit by the seed, and it's going to just tunnel out there. Looking for a little bit of invade, just ends up basing a lot of time and a little bit of HP there.
And narrowly dodging that. The Kai'Sa Q with that tunnel, just being able to have that hyper mobility as well. So we've got a lot of mobility from Talon. We've got a lot of mobility from Rek'Sai. There's a lot of
just flash forward onto Yoshichi with a stun there. Yoshichi's going to land a combo there as well, and it's going to start flash away and walk it out with some flash forward from Alison and another stun. First blood goes to the side of Suspect Chungus.
And it's that looks like it was a very intentional pick onto that Brand as well. They want to keep that Brand from getting ahead, because if he does, it's going to be a repeat of last game where he just took the game away and there wasn't much that the enemy team could do.
Both side lanes now very low in HP. You saw Jinx take a trade under tower and is getting quite low, and 50 Rai guys not able to really get the wave in a good position, and is gonna opt the back here while low HP. Cheeto just has enough health to keep 50 Rai guy from doing anything good with it.
Looks like we've got Yoshiji on Brand trying to bait the minion wave away from Jinx, kind of freeze it as much as possible until she's got a wave to be able to farm that lane, especially in the early game, as the AD carry's damage isn't as large as it will be in the late game.
Yep, that's a reset for 50 Rai guy there. Nearly avoided getting ganked by Asan there as he did walk up, and now we do see like a little bit of stability coming back for the side of Platinum Punks in their lanes as they go for the resets.
Yeah, it looks like they're going. Looks like Yoshiji is going more towards the traditional support role to start this game, trying to funnel that gold onto Jinx, especially with that, with the items that she is building, and being able to get that crowd or get the creep score is going to be very important for her. So it's mostly going to be, try to get the Jinx ahead in gold, try to get these carries up.
Yoshiji to the bot lane, and Brand's very squishy, so it's going to be another kill for the side of Suspect Chungus. It seems just a little, the Terexons are just a little too strong in this matchup, and paired with the extra healing, and there's not a lot of damage coming out in the bot lane for the side of Platinum Punks.
And that just having banned all of those supports and not being able to, having a lot fewer options of what they can play, essentially playing Brand into that, it still has some potential, but they're starting to lose the momentum that they had from the previous game. Dragon going down to Suspect Chungus here.
Yeah. 50 Raga and Cheetah are trading pretty big. 50 Raga's going to flash away there after activating the ultimate. Cheetah still got his ultimate going, but in a second here, the cooldown will come back to it. 50 Raga activates his W. It's really nice. Attempt to shield there. Grumpy's here to try to clean up for Cheetah as he flashes forward with Neon Burrow and is going to pick up 1-for-1. But Feat of Warfare does go to the side of Suspect Chungus.
And that Feat of Warfare is going to be pivotal this game, especially if Suspect Chungus can get those other jungle objectives.
Another stun comes out from Yoshi King on Yoshiji, and Suspect Chungus collapses on that kill and is able to just one rotation kill the Brand. So that's really strong from the side of Suspect Chungus.
And especially since their strategy so far looks to be take out their carry from last game. Don't let Brand play this game, because if Brand plays this game, he is going to win this game. So we need to keep him from playing as much as possible, and in doing so, it gets our carry fed.
Yeah, so far working pretty well. There's another Hex Slash from Yoshi King, stunning Yoshiji, getting him very low again. Bracer hits a Jinx instead though, and Yoshiji's 1 HP there outside the turret there. Ivanat's just hit level 6, so he's got access to the Killer Instinct as well. Now we see a gank top lane as well as 50 Rai guys running away, going back in for Asan. Asan's gonna have to flash away because 50 Rai guys is able to get really nice activate on the W, is able to survive that gank. Grumpy's here as well. Sees Asan. Asan's looking for the Void Grubs, but that's not the right move, as Rex is going to use the ultimate to get a very nice kill in the top lane. And now Cheeto and 50 Rai are fighting up there under the turret, and Grumpy's there maybe to respond. Cheeto activates the ultimate World Ender, and now we see Rook and Strike moving up to deal with this mid lane roam. Grumpy's by himself here. Rook is a little bit on the wrong position. Strike is able to pick up a kill with Spirit Rush, and now Rook has to run away from this 2v1.
And Rook not being able to utilize the walls quite as well as he would have hoped.
Rook finds
otherwise
Cheeto, drops the combo, and will the Ignite and Bleed be enough? Cheeto's going to survive from that, and then he's going to dash away. Rook flashes forward. Nimbus Cloak gives him extra speed, and he's able to finish off with the Noxian Discipline.
And Talon's mobility, while sometimes it can be very advantageous to your team, other times, like we just saw, it can leave one of your champions vulnerable if used at the wrong time. He went into to support at the Void Grubs, but left Rek'Sai out in the open against 2 champions. He was able to clean it up, but they still lost a kill to that.
Yep, and we're seeing awesome. Even though he died for Void Grubs, he's able to come back off the rotate after all that said and done and pick up Void Grubs. Yoshiji's here in the mid lane. Strike has no ultimate, and so it's going to be a big problem. He flashes away, dodges the Grand Seer, and is able to negate the gank. Very, very nice patience on the side of Strike, not committing the flash too early.
And we can see that Yoshiji here is starting to show his playstyle as that roaming support, those very early roams, and taking out the picks. Knowing that his bot laner is confident enough to solo that lane, or to keep the lane from falling solo, that he can go roam and take out picks in other places to hopefully get fed.
Yeah, we see a dragon fight around dragon coming out and a fight around top lane. Yoshiji's here to do a little bit of damage. Yoshi King flash forward to Yoshiji with a stun, but the fall damage isn't quite in range. Ivana has to flash forward here as well. Misses most of the damage, but lands the Prey Seeker, and the Proxy able to get that kill. Now Platinum Punks are running away. Rook's actually, again, it's a very nice position, but gets hit by a Charm by Strike. Is not able to finish off the Talon combo, but the Super Mega Depth Rocket comes in from Crafter and is able to kill. Grumpy is sort of standing in a funny little position there, waiting to take the tunnel out, and is able to tunnel to safety. So a nice trade overall, a relatively even trade overall for both teams, but Cheeto is able to pick up a kill on 50 Raigai on top lane with a turret dive, so that's a big problem for the side of Platinum Punks.
1.5k gold lead from Aatrox here in the top lane with Cheeto. That is going to be a problem here in just a few minutes. He's going to be going back and finishing up his first item with that gold lead, and he's going to come back doing even more damage than before, being even harder to kill than before, especially with it being Spear of Shojin, and getting some more armor on top of that. Olaf's going to have a hard time dispatching that.
Yoshiji looking to clear some vision, but just going to find a suspect Chungus waiting in the bush, and another kill. That's five picks. Yoshi King's really leading the charge on killing Yoshiji. Sort of off cooldown here, and it's a pretty big problem for Platinum Punks.
Yes, and we can see that their carry is getting bullied this game, and it's going to be a very difficult matchup for them. We do see that Talon and Rek'Sai are getting a little bit of a gold lead, but not by much. So that could potentially turn this game around for them, but only if they're able to turn that gold lead into objectives. We have Lilia, who took
Take the
Dragon.
4-man top lane, and I think they whiff the abilities. Wave comes in here. Will they try to re-dive Cheeto? And the answer is yes. Grumpy starts tanking. Cheeto's dishing out lots of damage, and the Ignite goes out. Cheeto's 1 HP. Grumpy 1 HP as well. Gets killed by the Darkened Blade, but 50 Raigai are going to pick up a kill on Cheeto. So a really aggressive dive from side Platinum Punks. They're making a play, but now on the flip side, Yoshi King is going for the dive onto Jinx. Jinx is trying to do some damage. Kaisa tanked a little early, maybe, but is able to pick up the kill, and so it's going to be some extra kills there. We just saw Strike also pick up a kill on Yoshiji in the top lane as well. Ran up there, roamed up there, and now Rook is doing damage to the mid turret. And Suspect Chungus are winning the bot lane.
Now, it's interesting to see these Boots of Swiftness, empowered Boots of Swiftness, now that they have the Blessing of Noxus on Taric. So he can run in, get that stun, and just be able to essentially cheese those stuns every single time, as they've been doing on this brand.
Yeah, Rook trying to fight Cheeto, but she is really strong here. The Rake's not doing a lot of damage. Rook going for another combo, trying to dodge Darkened Blade Cheeto using World Ender to finish off the kill there. Now he's going for another rotation on Yoshiji, who's just by himself. Level 6 Brand, level 11 Aatrox isn't enough. Pillar of Flame comes out, but Cheeto's healing off the next rotation. He's dying to Brand Burn, but it's not enough damage. That's really nicely played from Cheeto. Yoshiji almost pulling that off, even with the massive gap in levels in gold.
Yeah, so we can see that this Brand is going to essentially be looking to make all these plays as he's getting.
Just found 50 Raigai at the top lane. If 50 Raigai just ults away and Strike's looking for a little bit more damage. By the way, Strike the Lilting Lullaby comes out. Awesome just put 50 Raigai to sleep and is going to pick up that kill. 2 Magi stacks to Strike, by the way, who seems to have a particular affinity for this item and a strong confidence that he can just generate stacks by getting assists like that. Shutdown just went to Rook in the bot lane on Ibanez. Yoshi King also died, so it looks like we have some extending on the sides there and some different numbers advantage that led to some kills across the map.
Yes, so it will be interesting to see Yoshiji making these plays as he's becoming worth less and less gold the more he dies, and that makes him less and less of a priority target. But as he becomes less of a gold priority target,
now Strike as well. Strike has to flash away. He's just running around the map, terrorizing. He tries to use the Assassin's Leap to get across. Strike just spear rushes away. Rook using the Otacon ball to try to jump and is able to get the Noxus Blow. We saw Rake comes to kill over the session. Does not do enough damage, but the rest of Suspect Jungle is here for the revenge kill. Asan's lands the Blooming Blow and with the burns able to pick up that kill. Like you said, keep going. And it's just death everywhere.
Yes, it is one after another after another. We are almost 16 minutes in, and we have mid-20s on our kills, and it is more than a kill a minute, and it is typical PLC right here. And it'll be interesting to see who starts making the plays here as gold leads start going in different directions.
Yeah, and I forgot to mention, Feat of Warfare got claimed back when Suspect Chungus managed to grab the second Drake along with the Void Grubs. So the kills that Yoshi King looking for the Diamond 50 Raigai. He's going to activate the ulti. Yoshi King Tarek does not do a lot versus that stun, and he's just going to die to turret there quite awkwardly. 50 Raigai just ghosting and running away and sort of ignoring the whole Tarek stun dive combo. And now we see that with that, Platinum Punks are actually able to work on the bot turret as well, so they're able to get some gold from that and sort of even out the gold lead in this game.
Yeah, it looks like we do have Jinx starting to get ahead on gold just a little bit. Mostly still behind on CS, but getting that gold. Behind on kills, behind on CS, but having it's still a slight gold deficit. But it is making up that gold deficit, and especially with getting that tower, that's going to make a huge difference here.
Speaking of gold deficits, just want to point out that Yoshiji 07 up 100 gold on Tarek, even with all that damage, as you're pointing out, dying 7 times, the gold value really goes down a lot. Just you give away a couple shutdowns, and think about Strike, who just gave away all his Magi stacks as well. So so the value on that got hurt massively as well. So a lot of things going not as well for Suspect Chungus, but they're able to pick up this dragon probably, unless Grumpy's looking for that steal. Yoshi King stunning Rook there. Chemtech Drake gets smited. There's no contest for Platinum Punks, and Strike looking for a kill on the mid lane maybe, and Platinum Punks maybe looking for a fight, but it's looking a little difficult for them, and Suspect Chungus leave.
Especially since the objective has already been taken, there's no reason for them to really stay there. They have higher priority in the lanes right now since there's no jungle objectives up. And so they need to get back to those lanes to keep them from being taken, as we have Kai'Sa pushing that mid lane tower.
Yep, the Kai'Sa getting a lot of mid lane turret damage there, and Punk's just a little late to respond to that, but they're going to keep the turret alive for now.
Yeah, as I said, knowing when to disengage and knowing when to re-engage here is going to be pivotal this game. and we can see that both teams know when they need to disengage and where to re-engage. So it's going to be interesting to see if it if the if Platinum Punks are going to be able to make up this this difference here. We can see most of the gold right now is being funneled into that top laner, into Aatrox here.
Rook finding a really nice kill on the strike, sort of camping the bot lane bush there. Just one clean combo is enough to kill Strike here, and that's a big problem if you're looking to stack your Magi's. If you can just die if you stand too close to a bush or something like that, and that's going to be a running problem for Suspect Chungus. Is can they deal with Talon one-shotting you?
Yes. So despite that one shot, you still have to keep track of where Aatrox is going. He's going to be wanting to split push all game, drag as many people up as possible, as we saw a couple games ago with the Renekton. And so that same kind of thing is going into play here. You get a top lane bruiser that gets fed. He starts to drag a lot of people wherever he goes, opening up the map for his teammates to be able to push towers or take a jungle objective. Those kinds of things are going to be a lot easier for them to take if their top laner is fed.
Yep. Now we see 50 Ragai managing to pull 2 members top lane as Platinum Punks look for some siege in the mid lane. Maybe getting a turret there and hopefully evening out the getting even a little more gold because they're almost even. Grumpy's here as well, looking maybe for a dive. Rook's kind of coming up as well, so we'll see what happens with this turret siege.
Yeah, it looks like Platinum Punks is looking to take this mid lane turret, especially with Talon
one shots you
as well.
Very nice from Grumpy to knock up guys just long enough for Rook to just jump in there and get the kill. They really punished not having vision in the sides of your mid lane there, and Suspect Chungus is not ready for it, and that just puts a really farm Kai'Sa out of the game for the next couple of seconds, and gives Platinum Punks some time to look for more as they're fighting over near the top side turret as well. Rift Herald just got dropped to the mid lane though, and that's going to give Suspect Chungus a turret.
And if that Rift Herald isn't responded to, they're going to take that tier 2 mid lane turret with it as well. Yeah.
Suspect Chungus looking to corner these people out. Grumpy goes down first. Yoshi King flashes over the wall. Strike flashes over the wall as well to try to continue this fight. Both the Platinum Punks getting very low here, even though Suspect Chungus used their flashes pretty aggressively, they're not able to quite space it out. Yoshiji's got caught back, but also got a little too close to 50 Ragai. Now Killer Instinct's coming out from Hibona. He just came off base with a vengeance, and he's going to flash forward to try to get the Terex off. He's going to miss, take some turret shots. 50 Ragai's going to flash forward to finish off that kill and punish that, but he's going to get stunned up by Taric here, and Cheeto's here to respond. It's a very reckless, very wild fight from both teams, and it ends up being relatively even for both sides.
Yeah, it was a really good play, forcing the fight there with dropping Herald mid lane. Not only do they take 2 objectives, but they're forcing them to fight because they're going to have to get through you. You are between them and those objectives that you're taking, and so you're forcing them to fight to save those objectives, or they're going to lose them and potentially lose a couple champions to the fight as well, as we saw.
Yeah. Ping's going down onto the new dragon. That's going to be the 3rd dragon for Suspect Chungus and the first Chemtech dragon of the game. Otacon is also up on the other side of the map, so we'll see what they decide to do. Platinum Punks just use a lot of their key abilities. Does Suspect Chungus have their ultimates up? They do, so it's going to be a little hard strike. Looking for a kill on the Yoshiji, and Cheetah's going to try to follow up with Royal Ender, but he's going to have to get through 50 Ragai. Rook looking for the kill on Kai'Sa as well, and it looks like he's going to get it. Yoshi King is not able to stop this. There's a split fight here as Asana and Cheeto run through the back line with Strike, and Grumpy's going to pick up a second kill into Yoshi King, and it's going to be 3 down to the side of the Suspect, 3 for Suspect Chungus, 2 dead on the side, 2 for Platinum Punks. So a little bit unfavorable for them, and they're going to lose this dragon fight.
Yeah, as you know, Lilia is still full health. She could solo the dragon if she wanted to. It looks like she's going to. They no longer need that pressure here, the team fight pressure. Very good team fight from Suspect Chungus there. Despite losing the AD carry, they kept the jungler alive to take that objective. And that's where their priority seems to have been. Just being able to have that jungler alive for that, getting those priority, as getting that Chemtech Drake is huge for them, especially with denying Platinum Punks that objective.
Yeah, and Strike walks away with 12 Magi stacks after that fight, picking up multiple assists there, and that's a really that's a I can sort of see what the item's doing here is just you get one good fight in, and suddenly you have a lot more APs for the next fight, more movement speed. It's quite effective here.
Mm-hmm. And we can see that Lilia is also starting to build a Medjai's with the Dark Seal there. And it looks like we've got another team fight coming here in the top lane.
Yeah, Platinum Punk's trying to collapse on the 3 members of Suspect Chungus, and it looks like it's going to work pretty well. Yoshi King drops the Starlight to keep Strike alive, and Strike is going to live. Rook's going to go down first. But Rai Guy's now caught, and the rest of Suspect Chungus are here to take this fight, and Platinum Punks are getting torn up there. 4 people now. Cheetah's running to Yoshiji's last one alive, and there's just not enough there, and a 5-0 sweep for Suspect Chungus, getting the ace and claiming the Otacon buff.
Yeah, that Aatrox is certainly a force to be reckoned with right now. He does a lot of damage. He's very hard to kill, especially with the Spear of Shojin and the just the items he has. He's tanky, he heals, and he's 3.6k gold ahead. So a whole item ahead, and just being able to take 2 objectives there with Otacon and Baron, and let's see what they do with that Baron buff. Looks like we have Platinum Punks here beginning to respond with Rek'Sai.
Grumpy finds Alson in the jungle, and Alson's level 16 here to level 12 on the Rek'Sai, which is really quite a big difference, and he's able to just tank and fight through all this, and he's healing off the Riftmaker, the Leandry's Burn, the passive, and he's able to pick up a double kill, just tank straight through all of Platinum Punks, and that becomes a big problem as all 4 die again now with the Baron buff knocking on their base.
Yes, and it's those gold leads being turned into items that is making a huge difference here, especially with that Dark Seal and the potential behind it turning into a Medjai's here soon. But doesn't look like they're going to even need to build the Medjai's, as they're going for 1 Nexus turret and then a 2nd Nexus turret. Rek'Sai coming in to try to stop them, but just ends up seeing Gray instead. And they take the Nexus for the win.
Yeah, a very convincing end from the side of Suspect Chungus there. Just rolling a good team fight around the 2 major objectives, Otacon and Baron, which just spawned, and they converted that into a really fast win. So really nicely played from Suspect Chungus.